Всім привіт! Починаємо сьогодні знову стрімити лол. Не забуваємося підписуватись, щоб не пропускати стріми. Ну, успіху.
А на эту папочку
Я тебя не слышал, я тебе сказал, подожди минутку.
А я только начала говорить. Я ждала минуту, не волнуйся. Я увидела, что ты запустила, начала говорить. На эту папочку я даже не записала в свидетельство о рождении. Не говоря уже там о фамилии. Хотя тогда они еще встречались. Вот.
Ай, все это фигня.
Там прочерк стоял в свидетельстве. Ну, знаешь, мне кажется, как-то неприятно. Вот. Ну, мне сразу не понравился этот Саша. Вот. А больше всего переживал папа этого Саши. Ну, как бы как так, ну, что это? Ну, вообще, да, конечно, как бы. Ну, в итоге они расстались, а она просто что переживала, то, что она не замужем. И, ну, и отношения уже были такие посредственные. И что она любит путешествовать, ну, как бы часто уезжает за границу. И она боялась, что там же нужно согласие отца. Вот, до 18 лет. Она боялась, что вдруг он там рогом упрется. Так. Перенесли мне поездку еще на один день, пидоры. С ребенком столько вещей нужно, капец просто. У меня не хватает чемоданов.
Ужас.
А я понимаю, тебе не интересно, но мне просто это говорю.
Да, я знаю, что с ребенком нужно много вещей. Как бы. Может, у меня 3 детей, ты откуда знаешь?
Ты говорил, что у тебя нет детей.
А 2 я обманул.
Да, пиздеть ты умеешь, ну ладно.
Вдруг мне уже 50. И там внуки на подходе.
Ну, вот у Лёшки, например, бабушка очень хорошо выглядит. Очень, вообще. Не каждая, скажем так, женщина там, ну, в смысле, не ну, она прабабушка, как бы считается уже моему ребенку, наверное, бабушка. Не каждая, я скажу тебе, просто бабушка так выглядит. Я не знаю, во сколько они там друг друга родили все, но выглядит она вообще шикарно.
15.
Ой, они свататься, что ли, будут, или у меня будет вейгар? Мы будем доминировать этими.
Нет, ты будешь на Вейгаре. Ну, с Вейгаром.
Может, они с лесом сватнутся, нет?
Нет.
Нет.
Новая мета.
Будем это бомбических это, дамагом убивать, да? Главное, когда маги, надо в начале игры доминировать, иначе в конце нас...
Ну, Вейгар такой, что он наоборот, как бы в конце убивает, он сначала. Как бы.
Ну, это да, но я имею в виду любой... Ну, когда много магического дамага, обычно нужно выигрывать в начале, пока ты хорошо наносишь, а в конце, если доводить дело до 18, это да, обычно уже физурон тебя догоняет. Очень сильно.
Ну, я вижу, что Мондо не захотел со мной на топе воевать.
Почему?
Ну так, Ну, она контрит Монду. Она же стреляет издалека, а этот Атрокс может чуть-чуть меня все-таки продамажить. Ну, если
А
с ним...
ты сначала Монда выбрал, а потом Атрокса?
Потом Атрокса, да.
А, я просто не видел. Вообще, мы вот, когда свапнулись с этим, со Стасом на бот с мидом, я не хотела там стоять против, не помню кого.
Ты со мной свапалась, я был за Джейси.
Нет, нет, нет. Нет.
Ты же не хотела
Или
против
с тобой.
Грагаса стоять.
А, да,
Ну
значит,
так
с
я на
тобой.
Джейса, я же на Джейсе
Да-да-да.
был на миде.
Да, извини. Это мне очень понравилось. Ну вот мы вообще с Лёшкой очень хорошо в два мага, там он Алексей, по-моему, он был. Очень хорошо их дамажили. Потом он единственное на топ ушел. Мы, конечно, просрали эту игру, по-моему, если я не ошибаюсь. Но, да, мы просрали, но в плане того, что я не помню, кто там кого расфидел. Ну, точно как бы не мы с кем-то еще там играли с двумя, по-моему. Ну, мы так хорошо прям это...
Ну так два контроля. Люкс, Зура попадает первый контроль, Люкса вторым. Все, там никуда бежать, то же
Причем
самое.
мы унизили эту Шаю, Шая свапнула с Гареном, и, наверное, ну, вернее, не с Гареном, а с кем-то там с Вейн там был, да. И я бы просила Гарена свапнуться. Может быть, это было и ошибкой. Ему тяжело стало стоять против нами и Свейна. И, ну, я там убивала эту Шаю, но, походу, Гарену там плохо стало.
Нужно будет собирать Борг.
Что это такое?
Розовый меч на вампирик. Что замедляет.
Красный.
Ой, он красный. Он еще вообще фиолетовый какой-то.
А, ты этот...
Это Борг.
Я поняла, клинок уничтожения короля, да, я поняла, который 12 вампиризм
Да.
дает фиолетовый.
Да, Blade of the Ruin King. Тому называется Борг.
30 seconds until minions spawn. Buy me some time.
Не знаю, я что-то Тена послушал. И...
Не, на чем тут стоим? Там он стоит, а?
в спину не выстрелил.
Minions have spawned. Val's doing all the glory again.
Эх, он же Лекса будет, да, не там Мария, не другая Лекса.
Go for the eyes. We've got this covered. Go for the eyes.
Днище. Зак молодец. Пришел ко мне, помог убить.
Find me a path.
Что, как у вас там успехи?
Ну, так, пока,
вижу
ну, как
это,
сказать, и
без
дамажим.
Мгм.
И дамажим, и терпим, скажем так. Ну,
Ну, сейчас Зак придет, он же как бы в вашу сторону движется.
There's always a path.
какой-то выгар, знаешь, я так много дамажу, блин, ну хоть бы подхватывал меня, там, знаешь, как-то это.
Putting these together. Go for the eyes. Very clear. You get another one, Val.
Внизу, пацаны.
Val's feeling all glory again. Go for the eyes.
Вижу, у вас там хорошо все, да?
Угу.
Как и у меня пока что.
Ну, да можешь прилететь ему там вообще.
Куда прилететь?
Там, наверное, ТП. Конечно,
У меня нет ТП.
там вообще.
Я типа ТП не пользуюсь. Я на этих ножками. Ой, а ко мне Джинкс пришла.
Ладно, она обиделась.
Беги ко мне,
Смотри меня.
слышишь? Беги
Ну,
ко
сейчас
мне.
приду. Сейчас.
Ну, я сам хоть на них двоих не успею.
Я сейчас приду.
Stay alert.
Ушла, что ли?
Нет.
А, нет, иду. Она просто, видать, вообще на люкс обиделась, я так понимаю. Ну, мне кажется, у них конфликт там случился.
Может быть.
Look now.
Молодец.
Не, ну она странная воевать с топером, когда я на 3 уровня выше от нее. У меня просто это розовой этой штучкой, ну, чтобы бить, как его, ну, короче, руна, 3 удара, там чуть не пол хп и снесла. Сломаем вышку. Больше получим золотишко. Так, отрок пошел на бот. Так, либо...
Мне туда пойти.
Я даже не знаю, что делать. Можем свапнуться. Так пусть Хомер идет сюда.
Кто?
Ну, и Вейгар.
А ну напиши ему.
Demacia is counting on us.
Бедный Зак, блин, некому помочь. Ой, хорош. Ладно, убегай. Да блин. Ну пусть бы уже сдавались, если... А, 13 минут.
А Хаймер, вот он. Джинкс, Мунду к тебе пришел.
Они что-то все ко мне идут. Уже надоели. Это убиваю. Убегает. Этот не могу достать, бо за вышку тоже прячется. Ну. Дякую.
Хорошо, у них зашло 2 ульта и рук. Чего?
Мне нужно дракона убить.
Хоть тебя убьют.
Не, я убил. Я его продал, но я не дам себе шатдаун сделать. Мне нужно убить два дракона.
Давай до 30 минут, мне нужно квест выполнить.
Что?
Ну, убивай до 30 минут.
Кого?
Игру надо закончить мне.
Ну мне дракона нужно убить. 2 штуки как команда, так что...
Shut down. An ally has been slain.
Ладно, сейчас сам пойду его убью.
Ну, пойдем. Ой, у меня только тутари.
Да я сам убью.
Жинка с тебя идет. Ой, больно. Ой, я скресил.
Джинкс просто с 2 выстрелов умерла.
Люкс, вот тут люкс.
Никуда не буду. Ты видела?
Да.
Все на скилле, просто на скилле. Выжил.
An enemy has been slain.
Ну, у меня давно такой игры не было, что было 10-0, чтобы меня ни разу не убивали.
Давай быстрее, заканчивай до 30 минут. Твоего дракона убить, давай мне это сделать.
Не, мне нужно 2 дракона.
Не идет, давай душ.
Блин, хп нет, что дальше кушать. Ладно, буду топ ломать.
Вообще дракончика, может, этого возьмем?
Какого?
И тогда быстрее. Ну
сейчас
кого?
прилечу.
Пропадку.
Сейчас прилечу. Блин, нет мунда на топе. Но нам нужно Зака туда, чтобы он все-таки засмайтил. Еще он
Ну
подойдет.
пытаюсь, вон он идет.
Да-да, я за то время убью мунду. Ахри, видишь?
Угу.
Ну, попробуй.
Давай я
Не,
поторгую.
тебе нужно, просто ее поймать. А Вейгер поможет, не бойся. Думали.
Я боялся у сердечка, надо за сердечко меня убил.
Не успеем, ломаем вышку. Смотри, хватило ей урона. Гувно. Еще есть 10 минут. Мы успеваем убить дракона и взять барона. Я бы советовал тебе отойти. Все, убили и отходите. Не, ну барона мы не заберем. Без зака.
Целую минуту еще, ну ты чё?
Мы деремся, просто показал, сколько до этого. До дракона.
Иди забирай. Ой. Обидел он на меня. Не, мы не успеем до 30 минут.
Успеем.
Идем твоего драконом возьмем, а они пусть пушат. Иду туда.
У нас есть 8 минут, я сейчас покупаю итем, и мы убиваем их всех. Наш только один кого-то одного убить и все. Маны не хватает, его быстро убить.
У них там есть обзор. Блин, я вот никак не могу себе сделать эту штуку, типа показывать, чтобы у них тут есть обзор.
Какую штуку?
Ну, знаешь, там тыкаешь, показываешь, здесь у рогатика есть
кнопку?
обзор. Да, кнопку не могу сделать.
Ты просто не то, что не можешь, ты просто не поставила.
Ну, я и говорю, никак не могу, все забываю.
Что, сделаешь? Поймаешь? Мы типа не видим их. Поймай кого-то.
Ой, ну зачем он это сделал? Мне цветы бы добились.
Видишь, что ты говорила, не закончим.
Ну,
Ты во мне сомневаешься?
да почему тут тебе? Ты же не один играешь.
Ну так, в большинстве тут я всех убивал. Вот гивнюк. Ты видишь, что сделал? Я, блин, я взял просто какао пить, так бы увернулся.
Я так люблю какао. Но сейчас оно не то. Если только самому варить уже, ну, на плите, то еще нормально. Сейчас, подожди. Так, я тут.
Мгм.
Все никак не можем договориться насчет машины, блин.
Ужас.
Ужас, да?
Просто себе создаю быстрый сет, знаешь, чтобы...
Мгм.
Ну, чтобы итемы мне отображались те, которые мне нужно, а не что нужно вот там искать в списке.
Да, я знаю это, да, знаю, знаю.
Хочу собрать, чтобы мне было на квину все время. Так, секунду еще. Видишь, какая у меня иконка теперь? Красивая.
Ага.
А если еще
Меня.
такой, вот такой еще.
Да, ставь такой. Няшный.
Няшный, мультяшный.
Блин, такое платье нашла красивое, суки, а моего размера нет.
Тёма, закончили, я даже 18 уровень не апнул.
Неправильно, мне надо было в 30 минут уложиться.
Ну, скажем так, там порешал все Мунду, то, что он отдал мне первый глад, а потом Зак пришел, дал мне второй килл и все.
Ну, Джинкса тоже ни о чем, мы тоже их убили сразу, они такие. Она, видимо, с Лухой там еще поссорилась, ушла к тебе.
Justice takes wing.
У меня Драйвен будет.
Угу.
Если хороший, прям вообще хорошо будет.
Если будет лытие хороший, тогда. Он так переживал,
Просто
что
чар-то он-то непростой, да и Калиста непростой чар.
простой дравен чар. Тен вчера объяснял, и я говорю... А, тебя не было, когда мы с
Была
Сережей
я.
объясняли. за.
Роза не было. Ну, я играла просто на драйве, не тяжело было и ловить эти штуки, и так, чтобы не подставляться, и... Ну, как бы я совсем чуть-чуть могу играть на АДЦ, я помню, мы пробовали, когда Лёшка дает саппорт, там мы хотели стоять вместе. Ой, АДЦ. Он же всю игру за Джинкс прошел. Вот. А я так чуть-чуть на фортуне постоял, чуть-чуть на самом простом, короче, на север. На драйве не попробовал, что не зашло. Я так могу на ДЦ играть, когда все саппорт делает. Ну, в плане того, что он первый такой, весь такой классный и офигенный, а я так поддерживаю саппорта. Пиздец, в одну сторону чувак позвонил, ну, короче, своему этому мужу сестры. Говорю, может, у тебя есть машина там чужая? Ну, как бы у него туда-сюда ребята катаются из Москвы в деревню. Ну, нам нужна вся машина. 7,5 тысяч просит в одну сторону.
Это багато? Мне
Ну, это
тяжело.
дорого.
Мне тяжело.
Нет,
как
это
бы.
дорого. Но ехать туда примерно 10 часов.
Ладно.
Ну, мы на 6 рассчитывали, а тут 7,5. Ой, как мне не нравится Валибир. А, он у нас в команде.
Да, у нас он джампер.
Такой противный джанглер, прям вообще пиздец.
Я не знаю. Кто у меня на топе? Мунду. Лучше бы я против Зеда воевал. Сейчас меня этими секирами кидать. Нон-стоп. Ты в курсе, что Дравен из Германии, который понимает по-русски?
Чего?
Ты в курсе, что Дравен из Германии, который пишет и понимает по-русски?
Что это за
Ты
херня?
что, не видела? В чате он писал.
А, нет.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Бляди он написал.
М?
30
Он написал бляди. Бляди, а вот что такое Риня или Руня, я не знаю, что на него видно.
блядь, руны. Он руны не
А.
те взял.
М.
minions have spawned.
Там у него комета, лол.
А как букву «щ» написать?
SH. Как ши. Ну да, вот так затащим. Ну,
Ой,
как бы, я так
простите.
понимаю, он на этом, на стриме, то он должен слышать. Так
Ты
они...
думаешь, он смотрит
Он
стрим?
может
вообще?
слушать просто.
Ты думаешь, он смотрит? Ты видишь там
Ну,
просмотр
да,
количества
да,
людей?
да, конечно.
Да.
На ютубе сразу показывает количество людей.
Бля, мне рот нужен. Актером.
Не на боте?
Ну, он крабик убивал.
Пойдите убейте его. Молодец.
Спасибо.
Лол.
Молодец.
An ally has been slain. Buy me some time. Bow in all the glory again.
Прям под вышку лезет. Сейчас опиздюрился.
The mafia is counted.
Сухарики кончик. Еще есть.
Сейчас убью Монду. Блин.
Ну ничего, вроде нормальный драйвин.
You get the next one, Val.
А, я вообще даблкил сделал.
Ой, напрашиваешься, да, чтобы тебя тоже похвалили. Ну, молодец,
Конечно.
молодец.
Фу, ко мне двое пришли, двое умерли.
Val.
Я даже хилку не прожал. Так убил без хилки, представляешь?
Double kill. An enemy has been slain.
Ну успела экзист кинуть, либо кнопку, что-то я не прожала, не поняла. Флэш сделал, зарутила, а экзист что-то потеряла. Пидор, у него денег больше, чем у меня.
Кого?
Правильно.
А как он же ж фармит? Чекай. Как ты хотела, чтобы у тебя было больше денег, чем у него?
Только и летает за деньгами.
Ребят, там бегает Никна. В лесу делает, что хочет.
Варды он только не ставит.
Так пикай ему.
Да пикай, блин. Хуй нарыл.
Пиши ему вард. Блин, долбаный пир. Никто даже не попикал, что у меня на линии.
А кто у тебя был?
Да пришел вот этот ноктюрн. Просто бы кто-то попикал, я бы убежал.
А как, если он лесник, как тебе
Не,
попик-то?
ну кто-то, ну же видно было его на варде. Я же сконцентрировался, что как хотел Мунду убить. Беги, беги. Исключи світло, будь ласка.
Чего?
К сестре обращался, просил, чтобы она свет включила.
Ой, меня в этот убили. Пушка. Я смотрю, бренд хитрожопый.
Чем?
Стоял в кустах, пока трое ходили рядом. Почему он орёт зима?
Кто говорит зима? У меня говорит Dark.
Ну, когда... А у нас зима.
Не знаю, что у вас там, у меня говорит Darkness.
Ну, я понимаю, темнота,
Да.
а у нас зима.
Ну, у вас зима, а у нас темнота.
Не всегда мучил этот вопрос.
Неправильный, ну, Google Translate, наверное.
Ну, это же не через Google переводили.
Кто знает.
У меня телефон.
Я лечу к тебе. Успею,
Нет, нет, ульта. Почему ты думаешь, что я убегу?
Уже второй раз срывается этот.
А когда ты на своем канале сидишь, там тоже указывается, что как бы ты это один человек или нет?
Я не знаю, я смотрю просто на экране администратора, а не на экране там, знаешь, зрителя. Там у тебя Мунду на спине, осторожно.
Просто я включила, как бы смотрю два человека. Я не пойму, это ты и я или еще кто-то. Блин, зажали.
Бренд говнюк скайсил у меня килл.
Залазная варды такая. И ставлю. Ну нахуя он это делает?
Кто?
Бля. Ну ладно, хоть количество забрала.
Мне нужен синий баф.
Слушай, а может он не зима говорит, может он говорит тьма?
Можете говорить тьма.
Да, просто так, может быть, не ярко слышно. Наверное. Да, наверное.
Ну, умирает. Там Брент раскидался. А, все воскресило.
Да пошел нахер, мне тоже нужны
тебя
килы.
зарепортил бы сразу.
Да, иди ты нахер.
За такое.
Ну, мне нужен дракон. Чё, куда он? Ну, в смысле, мне не нужен, но нам нужен, наверное.
Наверное, это квалибирую все вопросы.
Да не обязательно. Мне бы драйвен или ты.
Я топ ломать.
Я топ ломать, я истинный топер, я хожу только по своей линии.
Конечно. хватит.
Я пышу.
Сплит-пушер. Куда прыгал, блин, ну должен был упрыгнуть за этот, на шорт. Прыгнул на месте.
Пидор. Ну что, не домой, я только дошла.
Против мода, наверное, вторым нужно собирать борг, либо третьим, это у меня просто не хватает ни скорости, знаешь, чтобы его убить.
Атаки?
Ну да, он мне догоняет и начинает пиндорить. Куда ты, чувак? Ну, пропушь чуть-чуть. Промахнулся, блин. И у меня даже людям отображается чат вместе. Ну, такое маленькое окошко трансляция, чат, сколько зрителей.
Чат у меня тоже отображается.
Не, ну у меня тут такой маленький чат, не так, как у тебя. И у меня экран меньше. Сколько людей, сколько трансляций идет. Ну и хороша и якость, я не знаю, как на вашем.
Не знаю, тоже как на вашем.
Как на вашем языке будет якость, я не знаю.
Например.
Сейчас переведу.
Как правильно произносится? Якость?
Якость, так. Качество, короче. Якость — это качество. Так по чуть-чуть и выучишь язык. Так, нужно добавить френды.
Кого?
Правильно. Ну же ж русскоговорящий. Может на стрим подпишется.
Ты на стрим перестал стримить, вроде нет?
Так, все. Мы это как выполнили на сегодня, да?
О,
Шо, кого?
давай дальше.
Дальше?
Ну,
Я ж
конечно.
не знаю, может Тенги придет? 10 вечера?
Давай, вон, не дрочи, мне надо квалификацию дойти.
Ты что, гонишь? Мы не дойдем до квалификации. Ты видел,
У
сколько
меня
ты-
одну игру еще. У меня 93 балла. Давай.
93 балла, было 41. За 2 игры 93?
51 было.
51. За 2 игры? Странно.
Мгм.
А чё у меня тогда 78?
Потому что ты где в серебре? В серебре дают меньше, и тут в бронзе дают короче, за выигрыш больше, чем за проигрыш, а в серебре наоборот.
Нет, у меня снимает 18 и дает 18.
Ну, вот у Лешков наоборот. У меня дает за игру больше, чем снимают.
Потому что ты играешь с выше игроками. Ты же с бронзы играешь с людьми из этого серебра.
Ой, там один только был с серебра.
Ты посмотрела
Да,
всех?
да, вроде.
И что? Кто был с серебра?
М. В первой игре был этот, кто у нас там был? Ну, один был, короче, второй вообще не помню. Ой, опять драйвер.
Мгм. Так, как там твой ник пишется? Сейчас мы тебя проверим.
Justice takes me.
Ну что, наркотики?
Да, на наркотик. Как это там? ПР. Запиши себе 1141.
Ты чё?
Это твой ММР.
Это что такое?
Ага, у меня 70% побед.
У тебя?
А у меня 1322, и мне показывает, что мой ранг Silver 2, а не... ну, как бы уже неправильно, как мне он писал. Ну, у тебя сейчас твой ММР показывает, что тебе нужно играть. У тебя 100-й уровень или что?
Не знаю, я не смотрел.
Мне покажет, что у тебя 100-й уровень. Ну ты задротка. Иначе не скажу.
У меня кошка хочет с балкона выбраться, а у меня только окно
Выброситься,
открыто.
наверное, а не выбраться.
Ну, только окно открыто, ну, как вверх, знаешь, и она пытается это вверх, короче, бедная, наверное, хочет это, в туалет.
А последний раз, когда я смотрел, мой ММР был на Silver 5. Поднялся до Silver 2.
Я где должна быть?
Ты в бронзе 1 должна быть.
Ну, я все правильно.
Все правильно, ну, ты хорошо идешь. Все как книжка пишет.
Мгм.
Но у меня соло ранкет 100% побед. Показывает. Ну, последних 5 побед. 5 побед, ну, короче, 5 игр, 5 побед. Это так, а так то у меня уже 10 беспроигрышных игр. Мне пишет, ага, preferred position топ. Так, мне нужно флекс закончить.
Ребенок проснулся.
Да ты шо гонишь? Ливой тогда. Ливой пока не загрузилась. Что был ремейк, если ты идешь кормить ребенка. Слышишь, Люд? Просто за Alt F4 закрой клиент и все. Не запускай пока что. Да, так будешь делать? Нет?
Да, выхожу. Все, смела задачу.
Ну, ремейк будет.
Ну, что рано проснулся, еще не пора даже.
Ну вот, у меня же показывает, что ММР у меня выше, чем у меня сейчас ранг. У меня ранг Silver 3, а должен быть Silver 2. Так что, если теория твоя верна, мне должны давать по 20, а не по 18. Правильно?
М. Я думаю, это только в бронзу дают больше.
Нет, ну вот я вот мне этот наш Дравен писал, и вот я ему задал вопрос, но я так вижу, он еще смотрит стрим.
А ты стримишь, видно, на ютубе или стрим ты еще на стриме ведешь?
Ты не я стримлю теперь только на YouTube, на Twitch я уже не стрим. Я пробовал
Ну,
стримить туда и туда, но я не знаю, мне нужно Windows поменять, что на мне все подвисает. Че, комп сильный, все должно нормально работать, не знаю, что оно подвисает. Поэтому я стримлю только на YouTube, тут плюс люди могут найти это видео, как мы играли, самому можно посмотреть. И оно всегда, ну, как бы сохраняется. Плюс я и так потом буду стримить другие всякие игры, типа Ассасина. Стримлю тоже. Ну, что-то для себя играю. Dauntless тоже вот нужно поиграть, я уже давно не играл. Тоже интересная игра. Правда, что-то твой Лёшка не хочет со мной играть.
Что говорит? Да Лёшки уже сутки нет дома.
Где он пропал? Бухает? Ты же должна была уехать, он этого не знает, да? И он
Нет,
уже
вчера
сразу ушел
пришел
за
в
поезд.
11, и потом у него начались проблемы с работой, но удаленки не смог решить, уехал через 1,5 часа на работу, всю ночь тусил там, и сейчас до сих пор у него дома. Типа там у кого-то день рождения, и они там бухают, и это, я говорю, заебись.
Ты ему веришь?
Да верю, конечно.
Нет, конечно.
Верю, конечно. Не верила бы, замуж не вышла бы.
Я не знаю, не знаю. Ну, интерфейс на ютубе мне больше нравится. Когда стримится и чат, и все видно. Не нужно держать открытым стрим. Тем более, есть возможность менять качество. На Твиче у меня там нет этого Twitch Prime или что-то. У меня только 1080 могу стримить. А вот типа Кефир, он уже 1080 смотреть на компьютере не может. Ему нужно только там 720.
А что, ну, за комп такой, что
Ну,
1080?
древний комп. Не знаю, что он там не поддерживает, но телефон поддерживает, а это не поддерживает. Там я вижу, играет сегодня. О, Фнатики будут играть только что, и Team Liquid. Ты не смотришь, нет?
Мгм.
Фнатики, это интересно. Может за это время Тен придет.
Мне бы посуду помыть.
Чем тебе посуду мыть?
Мне лень.
Пустак будет.
Мгм.
И так уезжай завтра, пусть Леша моет.
Мне послезавтра уже.
Ну тем более. Пусть чуть-чуть больше. Блин, что там у меня Twitch подвисает? Что за фигня? Ладно, у меня снова что-то. Интернет вымахивается. Капризничает. Ой, а что-то они на миде дерутся. Что-то... А, 2 на 2, прикольно.
That all in and time to find out, is there any counterplay to standing in the brush and waiting for your opponents to come there?
Oh, let's see.
Yeah,
Poke
the counterplay is
He
high.
found the counterplay.
He's literally
You
at the
stand
wall.
away from the brush. The strategy has already been defeated.
Ooh,
And now they know Talia was on the other side of that wall.
But now you're zoning them. You know, the wave is gonna come in. They can't get close enough. Oh no, did they find him?
Ooh,
Oh,
and Airy triggered, so actually you can see where they went.
Caps got hit. Reaper did not.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, I feel like
Oh.
strategy isn't very good.
vision provided, and they can't actually see the sign. They okay, they get the damage there.
alright, this sucks.
Oh wow,
Yeah, I mean,
massive
new
NA
pick.
breaks.
New picks.
you could just play to the bottom side of the map. So now it just becomes who pushes better, and Brand plus Lux should push better.
definitely.
So I feel like Fnatic didn't really think through the full strategy. But that being said, they can still play, you know, more standard style. You don't have to depend just on this bush stuff.
I mean, we have to remember a pre-level 6 Sion can't really engage unless he lands, you know,
Yep.
the big knockoff. It's not like the Poppy and Nivea where you can charge forward into a wall. And that's going to make it even harder for Fnatic to actually get close to the very long-range poke. Caps might just be the target who they try to poke down.
And I mean, one of the things if you go into a slower game with Talia is the ground actually gets, the work ground gets used up pretty quickly here.
Oh,
Whippo
And
was
that
on
makes
there.
the ignite on Caps does have flash ignite, but he's okay. Whipple has heal as well if needed. Did change his summoners up, so it's not the double exhaust anymore. But that was hovered during champ select. Yeah,
level
Caps taking on a
one.
bad recall.
And Caps is out of health potions here, which is a pretty big deal against all this poke. A level 2 here for TL. I mean, if he gets caught by a binding, he's probably dead. But even without that, you know, definitely the potential to poke this guy out.
And it's a giant wave that's going to crash because Liquid had priority over the lane, even though they had to face against the first cannon minion. They still got the push going. So this is like a 2 to 3x stacked wave with a cannon on top. It won't kill the turret, but it's going to be some decent damage and decent chance to poke.
And normally here you end up missing most of the CS just because it's so hard to last it on this map under the turret. That misses as well.
If Q landed from Brand, that would have been a force steal right there, so it would have been enough damage to kill. So that's Caps forced out of lane, and we can see what kind of CS can even be picked up here by Whippo. 6 CS lead for TL, but a wave waiting to be killed.
Yeah, and TL didn't do the best job last hitting while pushing it in, so it's not insanely ahead, but you'll see how much harder it is to actually last hit a lot of these. The turret is just going to kind of one-hit most of those, but
Yeah.
Whippo does manage to get a couple, and the buy from Caps is actually 5 potions. He's like, okay, you know these, they keep poking me, what do I do?
Pretty much that or a Fairy Charm, and only so much money you got there. And of course, Rock serving pretty powerful, of course. Did get nerfed in early ranks, and the 813 hotfix were playing on, so not quite as fast back to lane, but Caps did miss XP on that entire wave, basically under turret, so still barely level 2. Here.
The biscuit rune act. Biscuit and now that's impact, you know, it basically means you're gonna have to all in these.
Have stopwatch. I'm just waiting for the zombie. Oh, Captain's be careful.
That's a nice root. Big damage there. Ignite is on. The trade's going to come in. That's going to be Caps going down, but there is the trade. The damage is on. A nice shield out from Lux. Impact is running.
He could die
and he can't reach him just yet. The stun's going to land. That should be the easy trade kill. There's no way out for Beppo. He's got a flash, but his shield's not yet up. Okay, there it's back. But I feel like it's easy. That's the auto. That's it over. Team Liquid with a 2-on-2 and gets side choice.
I think Beppo didn't think through that if he died too, they lost. So getting the trade kill is not actually worth it there when you're dying to get it. So
yeah.
He needed 4 more minutes for that stopwatch. That would have been big for him. Sadly, not ready in time. Caps, no flash. I think going into the fight. Or did he maybe? But I think it was gone.
Here you just have to leave as Beppo and say, okay, we lost this fight, and I'll live, and then we can try to win a 2v2 at level 6, right? Because there's still the potential. But when you're flashing forward there, you're guaranteeing your own death.
Yeah.
It is just for side selection, but still, Fnatic, I think, didn't think this one fully through.
All right, Rick, Poke is starting now. Whip was out.
Well, so far, pre-match 2-on-2s have a 50% prediction rate of who's going to actually win the game. So might not mean
So it gives us nothing. No new information.
I mean, that's not like this was like going to decide the match, of course. So that is what it is. Either way, going into game 1, Coach Dylan Falco thinks preparation will be the most valuable resource versus Team Liquid.
In this meta, you can win or lose draft way harder than you could in the past. Like in old metas, it was like pick a good AD carry, pick a good mage mid that can wave clear, and then just hope your 5v5 is good. And then the drafts would be maybe like 55-45 or 6-4. But because you can play mages bot lane, bruisers bot lane, and double supports bot lane, if the enemy has countered your comp or countered certain champions, it can be a lot harder to win the game. So I think preparation has a lot to do with this. But I also think adaptations on stage matters a lot as well, because you will likely be put in a situation you haven't seen before in practice.
2 things there. If preparation is important, number 1, Team Liquid having won that
blue side, baby,
has elected for blue side, which just suggests that, of course, they have a plan already ready for that. I'm going to assume Dylan Falco's got a plan ready for both sides. But I also question the preparation then for the 2v2 matchup. In particular, looking at Bwipo's rune choices here on that Scion. What are our thoughts?
Bad, very bad.
Not good.
I don't really like not going Comet and then
EU
stopwatch.
Strats, boys, it's EU strat. It's about being close and huggy and making sure you're...
And losing?
I mean, like the losing was, it's a false sense of security. We got to give you something.
Ah, that. That's what it is. All right, well, we'll see what Fnatic breaks out in the 5-5 rematch of MSI opponents. Of course, again, we've talked about how different this team looks from the Fnatic that we saw at MSI.
Yeah, exactly that. Because last time it was very much about the Cap show. This guy was all about getting on big carries, all these resources invested into him, and then Fnatic, they just generally played through him rather than through their bot lane. And now they've got Bwipo in the bot lane. They're not running Reckless. We've already seen him play yesterday. He swip swaps between Soaz in the top lane or bot, and it's just a very different dynamic to what Team Liquid has probably experienced in the past.
So then the question is, if Pobelter, who's found comfort in this meta and on Aurelia especially, can go toe-to-toe with Fnatic's mid lane.
It's going to be interesting to see, because at MSI as well, he kind of started tunneling in on that Malzahar pick, and then eventually that got banned away. That's kind of how Aurelia feels right now. But he does look very comfortable, just generally across this new meta where he's... getting a lot more alone time, it feels like, with junglers worrying more about side lanes or funneling. He's been looking very good.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times he gets Aurelia by default.
And removing that from the conversation, he doesn't know who he's playing against still.
No, he doesn't.
In the bot lane, he doesn't know what champions he's
Not a
playing
marksman.
against. He knows it's not a marksman. It's going to be a Heimerdinger or a Scion. But now let's hand it off to Obli, who spoke with Kane about the strengths EU teams bring to Rift.
Thanks, guys. Just spoke with Kane, who says that Team Liquid is pumped and
У меня что-то интернет вымахивается. Даже не могу посмотреть.
ready to the current meta, but
А ну нам не бісить. Что, сыграешь одну игру без меня? Я покушаю.
Чего, ты куда?
Я съем маленькую пиццу.
Иди. Ой, у меня 20 минут штраф.
20 минут?
Не знаю, почему не 5. Не знаю, почему 20.
Может, ты уже сегодня ливала?
Ничего я не ливал сегодня.
Ну что, играем в карты?
Причем даже если я одна сейчас пройду, хотя, ну, если я сейчас отменю, потом пойду с тобой, все равно у меня будет 20 минут, даже если я сейчас их пройду.
Куда пройдешь, не понимаю.
Например, я 20 минут сейчас подожду, но не начну игру одна. Отменю как бы очередь. То все равно, когда я вступлю с тобой в очередь, у меня будет еще 20 минут.
Нет. Не
Да.
будет, нет.
Если я не сыграю игру, то будет.
А не будет так, Люд.
Ну, ладно, давай посмотрим.
Оно не так работает.
Ну, я уже просто пробовал. Пробовали, когда, короче, у меня, ну, время прошло, пошли тик-так, а я не приняла. Ну, как бы, в игру не зашла, просто пропустила эту очередь, ну, или я, или Лёшка, я не помню. Ну, в общем, не приняли. И у меня пошло заново.
Ну, не знаю, я такого не встречал. Хочешь посмотреть, как город мой выглядит?
Не кидай.
Так. Ничего тут нет, как в Фейсбуке. Копировать, ладно, я сбережу. Беру картинку. А нет, у меня она должна быть в Фейсбуке. Сейчас я тебе кину ссылку.
Так, кто же присылал мне эту картинку?
Да? Там,
Угу.
это тоже?
Нет, только одну прислал. Какую-то из этих, короче, ты присылал. Наверное, вот эту вот, да, а то нет. Да, наверное, вот эту присылал, а то нет. Просто они похожи.
Ну, разные дни, кстати, сделаны. А вот эту. А ты видео тогда не смотрела, нет, что я кидал?
Видео нет.
С Ютуба. Сейчас я тебе кину.
Это не видела.
Это панорама тут. Как, ты помнишь, это аэрозъемка была же?
Че?
Я это еще... А, кто это спрашивал? Блин, где это видео? О, есть. Но видео красивое. Ладно, то есть смотри. Допустила, да?
Угу.
Ну, там, если ты видишь, там есть площадь, а на площади сейчас стоит такие парасольки, где можно типа там квас, пиво попить. Намного это. Ну там на видео, на фотке видно. То есть я кидал панорамный.
Такой еще музыку включишь, и даже на
Ну,
Украину не похоже.
Не, ну у нас же у нас тут был Жолкевский, это типа королевское место. Типа короля и тому подобное.
Сделано какой-то крепостью, знаешь.
Это полностью было все фортификационные споруды кругом. Это, ну, типа, это есть замок, это был город, который был кругом, это были муры, ну, чтоб, типа, турки нападали и тому подобное. Это польский город был, его казаки брали. Ну, воевали за него. У нас даже есть реконструкция боев, вот была недавно, когда был фестиваль, у нас была реконструкция, типа, боя.
У нас тоже часто делают.
Город, это по концепции идеального города построен. У нас были эти итальянские какие-то там архитекторы. У нас есть самая большая синагога. Ну, тут я не знаю, тут не будет видно, только с воздуха. Ну, можно типа на видео показать мышкой, где она стоит. Ибо когда она строилась, типа, король сказал, что она должна быть ниже ихней церкви. У нас костелли, короче. Но они же с евреи, они строили ее фундамент вниз, в землю. Если типа измерить синагогу и церковь, то синагога выглядит больше по отношению, по высоте. Но так, визуально она ниже этого. Ну, площадь красивая, такая просторная. Это 2 года тому назад видео, видишь. 16-го. У нас всегда, как приезжают там разные делегации, там с Германии, там, ну, в большинстве с Германии, некоторые приезжают там с Швеции, Словакии, то я всегда, когда есть кофе-брейк, включаю это видео, чтобы там, ну, чтобы они могли посмотреть, когда там ходят туда-сюда на город издалека. Мы чуть-чуть отдалено, типа, у нас там есть комплекс, такой красивый, акварель называется. Он, типа, у него как будто нос корабля входит в воду сделан. И мы всегда там проводим всякие конференции, он чуть отдаленный, они не всегда видят наш город. Ну, такое. А там, если ты посмотришь, будет такая зеленая площадка, и там будет как бы в земле такие муры. Это полностью весь дом с...
Что такое муры?
Мур? Блин, ну как не сказать, стены, ну, мур это оборонительная стена. Там, не знаю, фундамент такой чуть-чуть разрытый, там был полностью такой самый дом. Его уничтожили и, типа, у нас есть проект, который это все отстроить и тому подобное, ну, называется ревитализация рынковой площади, и стоит она где-то 3 миллиона евро, где-то так. А чтобы сделать что-то с этой синагогой, что закинуто сейчас, нужно 7 миллионов евро. Вообще, копейки, правда? Что ты? Ты в очереди, да? В обычной?
Нет, ранговый.
Уже же 20 минут прошло?
Нет.
Ну, чё
Он
там?
очередь тебе ставит сразу, просто ты не можешь ее найти в течение 20 минут. Он как бы, да, восклицательный знак как бы идет.
У тебя просто бан, жбан.
Угу.
Ну шо, я смогу посмотреть этот стрим, то их игру или нет? Блин.
Чья?
now in basically 6 straight games here.
Fnatic,
So a Shen,
Team,
Nocturne, not a big surprise right there. Good
Fnatic
backline
Team
access, a good protection
Liquid.
for Double if he's been playing mostly
Европа
So I do really
против,
like the blind pick Mundo here,
North
especially as the
America.
third pick
North
in the
это
first
как
round for Fnatic, because you can now kind of ban out some of those counters
Как
to
у
it.
вас,
I
North?
talked about how you have to be very careful about those top lane
Северная,
matchups,
Северная.
especially
Да,
Nocturne can
вот.
be thrown in there as well, so you could ban out the Darius, you could ban out something like the Renekton also, who can bully Mundo early on,
Работает.
and
Пока
really
ты
leave
там
Mundo
ищешь,
in
я
a relatively
посмотрю
safe
чуть-чуть.
1v1 and hope he's not going to be preyed on them by the Nocturne.
Heimerdinger is gone.
Oh.
That makes
Get
me
it out of there.
sad. Source looked so good on it yesterday, but I understand from the NA teams, like, you don't want to deal with it.
Yep.
Because against good Heimerdingers, it feels like there's
Но
so little you can
Team,
actually do to shut them down in lane.
Team Liquid,
Yeah,
у них
it's
играет
incredibly
Олег.
frustrating, and there are like a lot of
Может,
little
это Олег?
intricate things about the kit
Ну.
that do make a big difference between the kind of average person
Team
who's
Silk.
picking it up and the people who really have put in the games and mastering the champion. Lucian taken away from Double It.
This is interesting, of course. Fnatic leaving up Kaisa, unless I'm missing it
можешь
in
у
the
меня
ban
на
phase
стриме
somewhere. This is a
смотреть.
great pick for Double If, and if Fnatic, they have a
Как
comp that can run
неудобно.
Super Kaisa
Как
with
неудобно?
Talia in the bot lane as you
Да.
stand.
Блин, меня теперь я кинул ссылку, начал лагать. Блин.
Good
Ничего.
mage right there, and we've
Ладно,
RTL
поставлю
picking Kaisa here. They
720.
become
Sorry,
extremely magic damage focused. Yes, Nocturne is a physical damage threat, but Nocturne is not the one who's going to kill a Mundo, and anytime Mundo
Видишь, там
is
есть
against heavy
Эль,
magic
Олег.
damage, you can become incredibly tough to take down.
Yeah, I think if you are a Fnatic, though, you're okay giving it over to Doublelift. One, you had already highlighted your reason there with AP, but also just the fact that Kai'Sa is a slower champion, and if you are running these really heavy booster comps, like, you typically have enough engaged to just force fights in the
Интересно, на ютубе нет стрима?
mid game when these AD carries are
Right.
not going to do a lot against you, like the Vladimir coming in here, not a big surprise with all the AP champs already being banned.
I was going to say, I wouldn't mind something like a Caitlyn with the buffs that it has in the micro patch and some of the crit marksman buffs as well, but we are going to get Kaisa, and I do have now concerns for Team Liquid and their damage profile. We'll see if it's going to be Shen support and they draft a physical damage heavy top laner. If you draft something like a GP or a Renekton, I think that covers a lot of those weaknesses, so it makes quite a lot of sense, and Impact is very comfortable on the champion. You can even go for Klepto and kind of farm off the Mundo.
Yeah, it's a really well-rounded comp on their side here. You have engage coming from a Nocturne that can start the fight.
Shen ult
GP ult,
follow.
Shen ult follow. You have great poke from the Zoe, specifically in the barrel. So it's a good, well-rounded composition. You can maybe argue it's not very tanky, so a lot of the bruisers can, take them down
Что ты
pretty quickly.
смотришь?
But it's gonna be some big team fights.
I actually want to see like Mundo get flex jungle and like have a hard kind.
А я не смотрю.
Kind of picked a gangplank. That'd be really
Правда,
exciting for that
скорость
team to be right
интернета
here, but, wait,
показывает
Fnatic wants to pick
25
left for themselves.
мегабит.
Two
Сейчас
mages and
неужели
Mundo's
это не
ostensibly
хватает для
top
того,
lane.
чтобы смотреть?
And it's actually Cassin coming through, so Champion's moving around a little bit.
Yeah,
Может,
Kassadin
трансляция
as
так
the
жирает?
counter here. Yeah.
So many times, like
Oh,
now
yeah.
as well,
Ты
where you can actually
прерываешь
use W to
даже.
stack up tier because it
Ну, я
costs one
просто
mana.
тише
So people can
начинаю
get
говорить,
fully
я
stacked tier
чуть-чуть
super,
микрофон
super quick
дальше
in the game. Like,
от
there's a
лица
lot of
Нет,
ставлю.
ты именно
actually get
прерывался,
faster to
ты
the late
не,
game compared to in the
не
past.
тихо
And obviously
говорил, ты
against
прям
Zoe, we
прыгал.
talked about
Не-не,
Talon
но у
being
меня
a potential
микрофон
option,
далеко,
like,
я говорю
Kassadin can do the
одинаково,
same.
но
You
может
jump onto
чуть-чуть
her, and we know her ulti is
сказать, ну
kinda
типа
useless
вот
for escaping.
я
It's really
останавливаюсь
hard if you fall
говорить
behind
иногда.
as a Zoe versus these assassins.
I also
Ну,
do really
тяжело
like
все
it as a
время говорить
dive
на
buddy here
русском.
with the Vladimir and the Alistar
А
flying into the
микрофон
backline.
отсовывает от
Alistar
лица,
can actually
потому что
amp
что-то
that
слышно,
damage
как
coming
ты
in
дышишь. Это напрягает потом, когда смотришь видео, оно так...
from the Kassadin. If you are like the Gangplank, like the Kaisa, they can be very I always look at compositions like this and do have some concerns for what does it look like if you start to fall behind? What does it look like if you
it's
are getting
bad.
sieged on with Vladimir?
О, есть трансляция на ютубе. Правда, тут совсем по-другому она.
Kind of losing factor really there.
Yeah, it's not the infinite health Mundo who just laughs at everything and goes where he pleases. So we are on to Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen. The first game of the day. North America and Europe are tied 2-2 in the group stage. If you win the group stage here by the end of the day, you get basically counter pick of team in the extended best of 5 that takes place tomorrow. Team Liquid and Fnatic split winners, faced off at MSI. Fnatic came ahead in that matchup, and here's the chance at revenge for North America.
And a small point, but worth pointing out, we didn't mention in the draft that TL did choose blue side. They actually were the ones who won the 2v2, so they had the advantage in that pick. And with that, they got the first pick Nocturne. So I always kind of like to look at that and track how effective is this champion going to be. Did that advantage really pay off in anything?
Once he gets level 6, we can start judging it properly. I think another smart thing about the Kassadin, specifically against a jungle like Nocturne, is you're not too scared of his early ganks. And by the time he hits level 6, you already have it on a Kassadin yourself and can use that to escape potentially that first gank.
I'd also really like to highlight this rune and item setup here for Caps. He went Fleet Footwork Resolve, so about as defensive as you can possibly be, as well as a Doran Shield start. So he's saying, yes, Zoe's early lane will be poking me, will be harassing me completely, but with this setup, you have the best possible chance of actually sustaining through that, surviving in the early stages, and getting to level 6 where you can start to really fight back, can start to really take over. So it's some sacrifice in optimal damage later on, but you don't really need that as Kassadin. If you get to late game, it doesn't matter. You're going to be a big threat.
Well, this is very interesting, actually. We've had some kind of desync starts right there. One thing I want to point out is Fnatic actually delayed their entrance to the bottom lane, maybe hoping they can lie about whether they leashed in the lane or not. But of course, Muda did leash the red buff on the top side of the map and comes to lane late as well. The bot lane trade comes through and really equal trade of resource. But now Broxa already here to gank Pobelter at level 1.
I think he is pretty close, though.
It's going to be the bubble, and it's not going to be too much hard crowd control. And here comes Nocturne around the backside. Brox's days are numbered. First blood at 2 minutes and 10. And look at Whippo now. He's so low on health. Only the flash forward double lift. 2 for 0 in as many minutes. Liquid off to a huge lead.
What a start from Team Liquid here. Pobelter baiting it in the mid lane, landing the sleep onto Broxa, and that's an easy first blood. And then they win the trade bottom lane. Vladimir only level 1 at the moment, and just Whippo, Hylissang, not a great start for them, and Broxa very greedy in the mid lane.
Yeah, definitely the case. Hylissang trying to actually knock Olay into the turret, just barely doesn't get him in range there, and we've seen this a lot. People not respecting level 2 in bot lane, but here it is again. The Sleepy Bubble Trouble sets it up. Smithy is in position, flashes straight in, full commitment.
And let's remember, he's ganking for a level 2 Kassadin. Like, there's almost no damage coming from him. That's the trade in the bottom lane here. Whippo could maybe just kept running away from the start, but he actually wanted to get a hit on Olay to see if he could kill him, and then Doublelift gets in range.
And that was a beautiful taunt from Olay, setting that up at level 1, gets the double taunt through, drops the ignite, and Mark's been looking pretty viable.
Also, Azil, you said, if the Fnatic draft starts falling behind, it gets really difficult. Not only you got to scale the Kassadin, you don't have any sort of wave clear. Well, they're behind now. They're trying to get back. Brox's on its way bot lane.
Brox's behind Liquid. There's no flashes available, so if you can get that one to set up,
oh,
nope,
that's
the
horrible.
gets out of range, and the Shen can walk away from the brush. Actually, Hex flash to make sure.
I mean, he's level 2 still, and now you show bot lane at level 2. Smithy can go into your topside jungle, take that away while the Kassadin's being pushed in.
But that gank should have worked. Like, you have flash on Hylissang, you have no flash on Doublelift, but horrible knockback from Broxa, completely missing everything, and therefore Doublelift just walks away.
And you can question, why does he actually spend that before the flash combo is used from Hylissang to guarantee it? Doublelift is without flash from that level 1 fight, so definitely some poor execution here in the early moments from Fnatic.
The call was good to go bot lane there, even though it was risky level 2, because it should have given you a free kill onto the enemy Kai'Sa, but when you then completely misplayed, you just end up looking like a fool.
Well, unfortunately, foolish for Fnatic, but we are going to take stock back of this game. An 1,100 gold difference as we look across the lanes. Pretty equivalent in the top lane, despite the first blood assist. Mid actually still pretty good for Caps. He's got good farm so far. Has TP if he needs to get back to lane at some point later on as well. And Fnatic right now a bit of shove in, looking for their possible opportunity. A taunt to get out of range. As Double full supercharger to walk away.
Smithy's around now. Potential gank number 2. No flash on Whippo. We have to remember that.
But he revealed himself.
All right, they saw him, so he's not going for it. I want to highlight one small thing now. We had so much focus on the junglers. This is the first time this split we see Brox's Talia. And so far, it's not been great. First gank in the mid lane and then missing everything on the bottom side. Rough start for him.
Whippo is without his pool right now. They have to be careful about this.
Aftershock means he's so tanky, though. It's kind of nice. Just he knows he has a keystone up, goes for the headbutt into the wall, and it's really good damage. Comes out ahead on that trade. Olay does not have an easy way back to lane.
Вот,
He has to
я
walk
только
away
что
and pull back up because
попробовала.
He's coming again.
Yeah, if they push up too far,
Я
they're trying to kind of bait
отменила
him in.
очередь
Smithy is
после того,
behind
как у меня
Bwipo.
закончилось
Flash
время.
И что?
And they're going to go in
И
for that
началось
champion itself. He's
сначала,
going to be
когда я
feared up. But there's a
запустила
flash
игру.
forward. They're going to get that kill. And oh, I know he taunts back. And he's going to stay out of range. Now here comes Caston. Caps his 5, but Whipple gets that kill first up. Another chase and a double lift. He's very, very low. One more hit. And Soaz shows up. The 2 TPs work out as Hillsong walks out. A great bot lane dive. Fnatic 2-0.
Yeah, nicely played there by Fnatic. The double TP coming through. They're actually sending 5-man bots. They're going to try to commit and take the first tower, perhaps.
You can always argue, is it worth it to TP for kills here? Well, they also saved one of their members, and if they get the turret or at least a ton of damage on it, it probably will be worth it now. But there is some free time for
double is
Impact.
TPing. This is dangerous.
Level
Impact is
5,
full.
once again looking at a possible fear. This is a really good ulti across as well as Whippo. You have to try to get away from this one, but look at the damage up back end. They've got 1-for-1 so far. The taunt lands though. Can they knock down Casson? Flashes away, tries to stay alive with that ultimate, but the Ignite is ticking down. And Ole gets that kill. 2-1 in that exchange. Team Liquid make it up.
So in the end, TL get a bunch of kills. They saved the turret, but now they were the ones TPing down to the bottom lane here. Impact used both ult and his teleport. Meanwhile, mid lane, Poe Builder right now is pushing in.
Yeah, Poe Builder never TP'd, so he's pushing in. He's getting a bit of turret damage here, and Liquid comes out with the additional kills here. Smithy moving in, looking for the play. But this is a very fast double TP actually coming in from Fnatic, and they look to turn it around.
Yeah, so they know, okay, there's no flash here in the bottom lane. We can get at least 1 or 2 kills. And then they also look towards the turret with Broxa, who's running from the jungle down to join the team. But because GB is ulti and there's another TP coming in from double lift, well, in this meta, you can randomly show up with 3-4 members when people do not expect it and turn it around.
Yeah, Whippo took a lot of damage there. Actually, the turret shot plus all the initial damage there from Smithy. Caps barely burning down to the Ignite, but you know, this is a good kind of counterplay to it. Overall, TL certainly comes ahead in the play, but I think it's good to see Fnatic being proactive and looking for plays after falling behind.
Oh, might get more fights here. Smithy's only level 5.
How good's the fight going to be with Mundo in your face, though? It's going to be Gangplank maybe walking away, controlling for the Tri-Brush. Control ward's still there, and looks like it's Liquid able to sit on top of that red buff. And yeah, Caston sees lane control, looking at his damage out, flashing forward, looking for the damage output, but I believe he didn't land the E, so only stays alive. Hillsong pretty injured as well, and that's Whippo losing flash for not enough damage.
And this is now Smithy at 6, so he can look for a gank. He steals the red buff away. Broxa does get 5, but Caps is on the roam again.
Yeah, but remember the bot lane just used the flashes on the side of Fnatic. In case Smithy shows up, he can kill them. They're looking for something here. Fnatic level 5 on Whippo now. But look, Smithy's on his way with the Nocturne.
He's going to be in range of the ultimate pretty much right around now. It's about the disengage tools of Fnatic. If they have Aftershock available and Sanguine Pool as their survival tools. Quick blue transfer, shouldn't be much of a problem here. That'll go to Caps without an issue on him. Ocean Drake is the first one of the game, so when some team gets complete control, they can start grabbing that for more resource gains. And
feels bad.
Up. There we go. Force Pulse comes in.
Just want another stack on his tier right there.
Leash at least. That would be, that's the really awkward.
That's true. Nice start though. Like so many fights, especially around the bottom lane here. Everyone being involved. I think we've seen every single TP used towards the bottom lane already in this game here. We have Smithy on level 6. We're waiting for that first ulti. Flashes on the other side of Fnatic. Only Brox is sitting with it ready right now.
And Smithy really wants to go bot with this. You can actually go get in there. If you can apply your fear, that can give Plasma to double lift, and he can kind of follow up there with his own ultimate. So if Fnatic continues to play aggressively, it gets very, very dangerous now that Nocturne is post 6, and they're going to have to really be cognizant of where this Nocturne could be, which allows double lift a little bit more freedom, a little bit more safety to farm without then jumping on him.
Yeah, because your window towards the top side is kind of closing once Mundo gets Sunfire completed, against double physical damage deals on the side of TL with GP and Nocturne. He's getting harder and harder to actually shut down, and is it then worth it? But for now, he can still do it. There's not that much defensive stats or armor on the side of Soaz in case he goes for tower dive. He's around the top side.
Yep, right now Smithy though getting a bit of control over this side of the map, and Brox is now heading towards the bottom lane, so no gangs top for at least a little while here as we wait for the first paranoia of the game. Checking in on gold, 1,700 the lead for Team Liquid, and that's actually a lot of that at this point farmed. They're only up a single kill. So a lot of extra money in this squad from efficiency here as the Blues hand it over. Walter feeling good. Gangplank, of course, printing money in his own right, but either way, it's farm leads in a lot of places.
Yeah, I mean, Smithy has a big advantage, right? And a lot of that is because of kind of the failure of Brox's early gank, dying, then going bot and failing that gank still at level 2. really did give Smithy quite a bit of extra time, and you can see not only the kills, but the farm has him out to a significant advantage. But, you know, anytime you see a Nocturne in the game, I feel like so much really does come down to the first ultimate. Having those ultimates come out very early, very often, and be effective. If you're able to get kills with them, it's much easier to snowball that forward.
Look at the mid as Broxa gets the knockback with his Nocturne next to him. He's got to flash away. Pope not quite going to get any more Qs to land, but does take a turret shot. Gangplank ult committed as well.
That was very aggressive ulti from Impact. I'm not sure if he thought more damage would land onto him, but that's an all-in bot.
That's pulverized. The Taunt's not going to find anything, and there's no follow-through yet. A decent chunk right there from Whippo.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. I mean, that is the power of building all this flat AP. It used to always be Vladimir's rushed CDR, really wanted to hit the 40% for the kind of spell rotations, and now it's become much more about these flat AP builds. Spellbinder into Death Cap with Spell Pen and Oblivion Orb and Sorcerer's Boots, and it's all about the first round actually just killing your opponent. And it is extremely powerful, but if you fail your engage, if you fail your pool, then you become so worthless.
It's kind of the first 2 to 3 seconds, it's fantastic for the Vladimir with all the upfront damage, and then once Kai'Sa gets her Rage Blade, then suddenly her damage after some time that she can return is enough to just take down the Vladimir. But that's one of the reasons we see a lot of supports like Alistar now being back in here. You know, we had a lot of time with range supports being played, but Alistar, who can force a fight into quick burst from a Vladimir, kills most AD carries. Kai'Sa is going to try and stay safe with the Shen here, but it's going to be tough.
And that's why I would like to see Doublelift picking up some early MR, whether he even wants to sit on a Null Magic Mantle and build that into a Banshees later, or pick up something, you know, like a QSS or perhaps even an early Hexdrinker, I think can be extremely valuable because, as you say, if he can stay alive in the fights, his damage is going to ramp up. He's going to outperform his opponents, but with Kassadin and Talia and the combo from Alistar and Vladimir, everything piling in, the chances of living through that early burst are pretty low right now.
Yeah, the perfect fight for Fnatic in this game only lasts like 3-4 seconds, and they've already killed Doublelift or Pope Elder, and then the fight is basically won in favor of them. So it's going to be fun to see if TL can actually get the long fights. Can they disengage properly? I don't feel like their peel is fantastic, because they have Nocturne and GP who actually rarely get to the backline themselves.
I mean, they have some disengage tools, right? Just the darkness in itself can make coordination difficult, and you have a Shenlesmith as well. But the also thing is, can Fnatic get to that end game state, though, as well, as they are losing the laning phase and don't have great wave clear. Nice stun right there. They're going to find some damage into Ole, but it's a TP back in for Doublelift, and now without Alistar cooldowns, they'll have to disengage off this. And it is Liquid just quietly winning the laning phase, though, printing money and getting ready for the next sort of major plays. So far, no crazy damage dealt yet, but they are stacking up gold, up 2,000 now. And
the other piece of that puzzle you always have to consider is Zoe poke, right? You know, yes, Fnatic would love to engage, and that initial engage can be very powerful, but if you hit a sleep onto a Talia or a Kassadin and can chunk them out, well, that engage never happens. And we've seen, you know, a lot of Zoes be very, very effective with that. Still looking for Smithy to actually get his first early ult off, but Pope Elder, ooh, flash used from Caps there.
And Pope uses his real flash as well to get the damage up with there. He thought he had the chance of going for an actual kill right there, but Caps healthy enough getting out. But Pope with Spellthief getting his fake flash, and he's ready to keep moving.
And no help here for Caps at all from his own jungler, because Broxah was killing camps on the top side. And therefore also a Drake for Team Liquid. And they have actually a lot of control here on the bottom side.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the wards. There's 3 pink wards on this bottom side. They really want to keep Doublelift safe. They really want to keep Pope Elder safe, keep them farming, keep them in this stage. And I mean, Doublelift has hit his Rage Blade. I am going to be very interested if he is just going pure damage and going into, you know, his Stinger and his Snatchers right away, or if he's going to piss off for some MR. I do think that, you know, the MR may be the wiser choice.
Witsend may very well be better. I think it's very close, because I think it's reasonable to say I have Shen, I have Nocturne, I'm probably okay to get damage, but I want to see what comes in. Here comes the Paranoia, and there is no flash. The Flea is on. Pope Elder gets that kill. 5-3 Team Liquid.
Caps just pulled a Hoonie right there. No flash. Not sure who's actually around the lane, and then he jumps forward with his escape to try and kill the wave. Instantly he gets punished, and now they're looking for Broxah.
Yeah, and a nice move really from Doublelift as well, going up to try to help that out. He still has his ult available, so he could look for Whippo here.
Whippo does have flash, does have Sanguine. Pool goes over early. Doublelift with the flash back over. And Whippo can outplay this one. Oh! Gets the damage anyway. And now it's Broxah going down to the mid lane. Smithy can do no wrong here, looking for a bit more of a chase, but now has back to re-engage a flash for the cleaver. And here comes the rest of the team, though. Taunt Alistar will drop. He'll lose his life to Ignite. Now it's a 2-on-2 in the mid lane. Good luck to Xmith. He's been slowed down. More damage coming through. Ripblock, make sure he can claim it as Soaz finds the 5th kill for Fnatic. but still a 3-kill lead for Liquid coming out ahead on this one.
And they just keep fighting here, but Impact, he will get the first turret by just staying top lane, not TPing anywhere on this GP. So he's going to look very, very good now. Going to be very far ahead in gold compared to Soaz, despite Soaz sitting on 2 kills. If I just click at it right now, there's 1,500 gold lead for Impact in this 1v1.
Yeah, that solo first turret's so big. This is one of the funniest fights I think I've ever seen. Doublelift outthinking himself a little bit, perhaps. Ults over the wall, expecting Bwipo to be flashing there, but he did it too early. So Bwipo flashes over. The last Q shot there, taking him down.
We'll watch this replay. I want to talk about that later, but this is the fight in the mid lane. We didn't see Zoe go down, but a great setup by Hylissang.
So they all in, probably not expecting that Nocturne would still be in the jungle and could show up behind him. The moment he's there, after actually that sleep landed onto Broxah, that was huge because it made it easy for Smithy to land his damage and take him down quickly. And of course, then Cap TP's in and is now a chase. 2 members taking him down.
And good thinking by Olay there, realizing, okay, well, Smithy's probably dead, but I can actually get a kill here for free on the support. Camping out in the brush, not trying to taunt a peel. And there is a Fnatic sneaky in this brush, going to be looking for Doublelift. They need to stay spread against the Alistar combo. If you are grouped up, you both initially get hit, it's going to be dangerous.
Olay tanks the Tides of Blood. Everything's going to be okay. And this one, as they wave clear and no one's going for the dive just yet. Maybe as the wave resets. No, Liquid walks back.
Well, while this happens, topside, there's a fight plus a Rift Help being taken by Team Liquid. So as long as they don't die bot lane here, yeah, they can lose a turret, but they will definitely get a turret in return from this buff.
Yeah, and they are going to get that turret. TL playing very respectfully, knowing that Smithy is topside, knowing that they haven't seen Broxah. They are assuming that he is down there in the bottom lane, and they would be correct. So they give up the turret, but they get the Rift. The turret was low anyway, and as you said, they can look to try to go for a positive trade, and especially with Nocturne ult up, with GP ult coming up, if you can get a kill, you can potentially snowball that into 2 turrets.
They really could, but I want to point out that Fnatic are starting to get some things going for them. Soaz just forced Impact's flash and a heads up one-on-one, and Soaz had more unspent gold than Impact. So they both recall. It's actually even better for the Mundo since last time, and that could be really big. Nice chunk, not quite going to land. Caps able to walk away cleanly. Part of the way that matchup is good, and now a fight towards the bottom side. Bwipo puts on the Hemo Plague, has to get away from Doublelift. Nice taunt flash comes in. That will be the kill picked up. Make sure they can hand over the gold properly, and Doublelift 300 gold richer.
Nicely done there, utilizing the Shen ultimate very, very well, and more fights potentially here in the mid lane. Hylissang, ooh,
just not got a headbutt range.
Zoning.
This very weird champion in the bottom lane from Doublelift, I believe they might be called AD carries, are currently beating the mage from Fnatic.
Unviable.
Definitely viable in this one here, because the Shen combination with Doublelift, that means that he's not afraid of getting bursted down. He gets time to just deal damage onto the Vladimir.
Hex Flash, he's in range, but the Pulverize will be turning to sleep, but that might not matter. Nocturne on the backside. Who else can show up in time? Not anyone, actually. That's one kill picked up for the stopwatch. Buys a few seconds. Broxah not gonna fall. Soaz takes it as well. A huge lead, but not to pick up 2 kills.
Impact almost getting the 1v2 kill there, but he actually overcommitted, couldn't get in range of Broxah. He could have just walked out with Soaz being in that stopwatch and, you know, just taking his victory as surviving.
I'm going to turn that around and say Fnatic just got 2 kills for themselves, and we'll probably get a top lane turret as well. Big plays on their side because they were down. You know, they're looking at this Fed AD carry on the bottom side. They needed something to go in their favor. Top lane dive plus the kill mid.
Yeah, very well played by Soaz, thinking as long as he possibly could. Impact, his eyes get big here. He's saying, I'm going to get the 1v2 kill, but chasing forward, couldn't get in range of Broxah, could have just backed off and kind of mitigated the loss there. Said it's a good win to survive. Instead, he tries to go for the big play and ends up falling short, so nicely done there by Fnatic.
And Azale, you wrote out Magic Resist, Hex Drinker in the inventory for Doublelift. I would have thought Wit's End, but no, going for the shield power instead, and now going for Snatch.
Yeah, and Smithy is almost going to be on a completed Maw. I just think this is very, very smart, building towards these item efficiencies. We're also seeing Impact go towards the Stormrazor. This is so powerful because the crit actually works on your barrels as well. So the 3-item spike can be so incredibly good from GP with that Stormrazor, with the Triforce, and potentially, you know, a Sterix or even IE.
And to the earlier point, a Banshee second for Pobelter, so it is going to be some efficient itemization. Again, no hard tanks. You can still burn through these champions, but again, efficiency pretty important here, as now we reset as the Ocean Drake is alive. Baron's up and 10, and Fnatic again look top.
And I know they need to find some more Pixie, especially with the Kassadin.
They found one.
He has teleport, but I don't know if he can channel or get him away in time. Gonna find Broxah, finds a little bit of damage there, but the rest of the party is here. He gets an orange, and the barrel gets killed off. It might not matter. He's trying to run Riftwalk way faster than your legs can sprint. It'll be a trade for an Ocean Drake.
Yeah, Fnatic trading the kill onto Kassadin. Specifically onto the Kassadin is important to highlight because Caps is the member who needs to get far ahead. So you can always assassinate the back line.
And Caps is working well towards that. You know, quietly, he has been plugging away. He is up farm now on Pobelter. He has picked up 3 kills for himself. His Roa is stacking. He's going to be pretty close to that Archangels. And, you know, you stack that tier so fast that when he completes it, it's already going to be pretty much all done in the next couple of minutes. So that 2-item spike is going to be very big. When you get a Sheen on him, he can start to look for the split push or even to start diving backline and looking for those kills.
Still a very tense one here. A 3,000 gold difference. The Liquid are very slowly edging a bit of extra gold in their favor, and they've been getting those Drakes as well. Fnatic on a great late game sort of scaling team. This Kassadin just needs to get to the laning phase. Has done so pretty well. Individual gold-wise, he is the richest on his team and has more than pretty much anyone but this Kai'Sa and Gangplank on the Liquid side. So in a decent spot, honestly, is Caps. And all the buffs to Kassadin in 8.13 were AP ratios and scaling buffs. So his late game is better than it's been in a very long time.
Yeah, his late game is very fearsome, but anytime you are Caps, you're still going to have to be very scared about jumping forward before you have your Zhonya's, because if you Riftwalk forward, the Nocturne ults onto you, the amount of turnaround damage there is still very big, and he is pretty squishy. But once you get that Zhonya's, you really do have a lot more freedom to play, and once your Seraphs is stacked up, that mana shield can really help to keep you alive in the fight.
I also think just Source being 3-0 has actually been pretty huge for Fnatic, because he's going to be very quick to this very unkillable Mundo. There's enough damage on the side of Team Liquid in the longer fights, but as we kept highlighting, you know, it's quick fights. Mundo just needs to stay alive for like 5-6 seconds, and then Fnatic should have killed someone. Yeah. Smart itemization though from Impact, as you're just highlighting there still with the healing reduction.
And I do think that players are starting to finally realize more the value of that healing reduction when they're fighting against these Vladimirs and Mundos and everyone. I'm seeing people pick up those Executioners early on, which does make a lot of sense, but Fnatic could go for a potential dive here.
Decent damage. Smithy pushed away, and a flash out of Double Lift. I think he might have been in range of the Seismic Shove hitting him, so the burn that, but now Soaz on the wings. Of course, Mundo, not an easy target to chase away, and he's going to be fine on this one. Just reaching back up as Liquid now starting to be on the back foot. They're under their turrets defending, flashing away from skill shots, and Caps on the wings, could find some damage up over there, jumps forward, gets good damage across. Vladimir wants it as well, he's gonna be Pope dropping down, needs a shut up, but he's still gonna die. And now into the back lines they go, 5v4, can they find it? The kill's gonna come across Smithy and Impact. Pick up one, they get another trade, 2-1 so far for Liquid. As they flash away, Double getting a third kill, and now Soaz and
Flippo chase them down here.
Just left alone. The ultis have timed out. Double wants in, but doesn't have the ult to follow through. They're going to look instead at the mid lane, look for tier 2 on this one.
I mean, we're only 20 minutes into the game, and Fnatic are diving between 2 turrets here, going for the kills. They saw an opening when Pobelter dropped low, but they completely forgot about Double Lift.
And yeah, Pobelter is not the most important member on this team. I would say Impact and Double Lift are going to be more effective in those long fights. So Fnatic giving up a lot there, will lose their inner mid turret. And definitely a big price to pay this early on.
That is huge. They got the opening pick, but they overcommitted to the 5v4. And Team Liquid now up a solid 5,500 gold. Able to reset and buy those items pretty conveniently.
And Team Liquid felt forced to stay around mid lane because whenever they went to side lanes, a Kassadin or Talia would just show up and assassinate them, and they wanted to just defend. Fnatic forcing the fight here is really not necessary, but because they see the low Zoe, they're like, yes, 4v5, let's do it. But look at Kai'Sa to the left. Gets out of all the CC, and now she can just return and deal damage.
Yeah, and Traket's ultimate, the nice ultimate over the wall, utilizing those plasma that were onto Caps, moves him out of danger from Soaz and Whippo, allows him to pick up those 2 kills, and really getting to a very strong point now. Nasher's completed as well.
Probably also going to see Impact being towards the top in terms of damage done in that fight. I think the ulti landed on all 5 members for the entire fight from that GP.
And that is triple Hexdrinker now for TL, so they really are, you know, looking dollar for dollar at the magic resistance, saying this is incredibly effective, and I do think that it is very intelligent. We may see, you know, those upgraded eventually, QSSs and things being picked up, but Impact has to be careful because he is being preyed on a little bit in the side lanes. Fnatic has been looking for him.
I also need to be careful about the Baron, because there are 2 members bot lane at the moment.
Flash in for this one. There's not an easy way out for Impact. Losing the first barrel, Lux is going to find much of anything. Gonna try to run the move speed, but another Riprock's available. He's gonna have the damage, and there's the kill picked up in the 2-on-1. But now
double TP for Fnatic. They can go straight to the Baron here and 4v5.
CL's gonna back out.
Try to smite. They're gonna find a bubble on this one. They're gonna try to burn down Cassidy and Moon. They got one so far, and the jump forward. They might have this one. Caps' days are not, but he's gonna get dropped out right there.
That was so clean from TL. The immediate taunt as Mundo comes in, bursts down before having any chance to survive. No ultimate available. They pick up Caps as well. And TL outplaying Fnatic across the map.
They just got double TP blown right there. Fnatic's plan was to kill the bottom lane GP, go straight to the fight, and have people ready. But Hylissang was not close to the Baron. He couldn't get in time. And that meant suddenly it was actually 2 members only from Fnatic fighting against all of TL.
Exactly. I mean, Fnatic thought that they could go for the pincer move, collapse from both sides and kill everyone. Instead, TL pulls off, attacks the weak side with the 2 members in a 4v2, and the rest of Fnatic was not grouped up. They could have played this more slowly. They could have TP'd to a ward, perhaps closer to their team. Instead, they commit to this, and TL goes straight for the fight.
But also missed calls here from Fnatic. Honestly, 2 of the members walked behind the Baron to just put a ward over when the call was, let's fight them, we're TPing in, so they were not close.
Round 2, control wards in for both teams. Whippo tunnels himself. In, but actually slightly cut off the Kassadin. Either way, it's going to be enough, and the warning says, okay.
For the entire team with a Locket Shield, but as long as Double Lift is there, he is extremely fit on the Kai'Sa. Fnatic, they just run out of damage after the initial engage.
Yeah, and with Caps, itemizing towards this Lich Bane third, still no Zhonya's. So while he is going to do an incredible amount of damage, he's so vulnerable himself. And we have seen TL always turning towards him as he goes in.
Yeah, actually trying for a pretty big play here, Fnatic, but just a little bit afraid of this one. Impact, he burns the ultimate to scout out and says, okay, yes, they were hitting it. People are around, but gets out. This one, so Fnatic had the kind of the option of looking at that rush as TL had put so many players on the right side of the map, but no punish.
TL's just going to shove mid here and look to actually force Fnatic to come to them, and this is the right choice. So you get mid lane priority, then you can go over to the objectives and really kind of reestablish your vision control. So TL playing calmly, does have the 3 dragon advantage, and in these extended poke trades as well, the double ocean can become pretty big. So having that on the side of TL, allowing Zoe to get that poke and then try to heal back up from any traded damages, potentially could be big.
Right now, Fnatic kind of running out of space. I mentioned in Champ Select, wave clear's not great. Sieging could work pretty well. 6 turrets already gone, means only the inhibitor line and the turrets in front of those left up as TL can go between mid lane, top lane, bot lane, and of course, that Baron Nashor is going to pull their opponents apart. Minion wave should be in their favor. All of them can wave clear quite quickly.
Fnatic's only way back is fighting. It's not going to be sit back and try and stall the game here by wave clearing. No, no, no. It's going to be looking for TL to start a Baron, and then you can engage from 2 different angles. Or if TL is trying to push forward in one lane, you look for the flank. Hylissang's flash is available, which is huge for the start of the fight. Sadly, him, every single member on the side of Team Liquid can actually flash away when he goes in.
Shield 350 from the Maw. There's the hundreds of shielding as well from the Shen-Ul, and they may just be getting this Baron. It looks like it's gone.
I got too late. Way
Control played too well. The smite comes in, and Liquid grabbed that one without contest, and that was 6 minutes in the making, playing for vision, playing for waves, and that was the effortless Baron, the result of all their hard work.
And that's the Banshee's completed now for Doublelift. He is, on 4 items complete. So much magic resist in the tank here, and he is becoming so damn hard to kill. There is 3 Maws completed on this TL squad. There are no really easy targets anymore, and the amount of shielding means Doublelift is almost always going to get to that ramped up phase to live through the initial burst, unless Fnatic can have a perfect engage, unless they can catch him in a combo and fling him in everything at once. I don't see how you kill Doublelift in a reasonable fight.
You're going to hope for an unreasonable one. That's what you're going to play for,
yeah.
right? Is try to find those crazy openings where you can poke off the Banshee's Veil shield. Whipple gets the full charge. He's got the 100 stacks there on the Spellbinder's Orb, and like that burst can exist. Like everything lines up, you do get that amount of burst, but that is the stars must align.
Yeah, I also think Fnatic really want to wait just a couple of minutes for Void Staffs to be ready. You can see both on Whippo and Caps, they're building towards them. No flash on the Kassadin.
Sleepy Talia, but able to walk away. Woke up by the Dustbringer.
Yeah, and I mean, he is woke up, but he's still down to half HP, and this is one of the kind of X factors that I was talking about with this composition. You have the Zoe poke, and anytime Zoe is able to catch Broxa or catch Caps with that poke, it is going to be so meaningful. It makes it so that they don't get to then engage those fights, or they're very vulnerable if they do. Because if you are engaging a fight as a half HP Talia, well, that's a one-shot from this Nocturne with a level 3 ultimate.
Yeah. Looks like drop portal coming through for Ole. I do believe that's the build path in this day and age. Of course, Banner of Command no longer in the game, and you can find something else to summon minions to knock turrets down. The crowd partially cheers for banner removal. Don't disagree for what it's worth.
Or they miss it. Who knows?
Who knows? I say their favorite words. Nathan Fillion and Firefly. Woo! You know, that kind of thing. But thank you, my kind of audience. Either way, though, turret's now under siege. Baron buff is on, and Fnatic has to defend right here.
And it's always an awkward spot when you're trying to defend the base at this angle, because GP can be looking for barrel chains over the wall. They have the pink ward to actually set up for that, and TL pushing in from multiple sides. Ooh, that poke.
Yep, no shoves back. Doublelift able to walk away pretty cleanly.
And that's Hylissang's ultimate down, so now he really can engage without it being a one-way trip.
Not going to keep you alive against as much damage, that's for sure. As poke comes back and forth, Cleaver's thrown, another chance to shove for the cannon minions, and Fnatic have won the first few minutes of Baron buff now. 50 seconds left, it's 2 waves.
We have Void Staff number 1 here for Caps. Number 2 should follow very soon for Whippo. They might only get 1 fight on the side of Fnatic, and they have to win it. They're TPing in behind. This could be it.
This is the play. The flash pulverize gets 2 in the back line. He pops the hourglass, and now it's cast in the back line. Looks at the damage of Poe out there. He just can't make it happen. Doublelift shuts them all down. 2 for 0 impact, running for dear life, and he's gonna stay alive. Whippo falls well, a double kill for the left himself, and it's now Soaz trying to get it, but the fear is on. The back line is there, a triple kill for the Kaisa, and Soaz is going to drop for this one. The base is left open. Liquid able to run it home.
Not even close to enough damage there for Fnatic. The desperation play comes in, but they will fall, and TL are going to take this one.
Soaz makes it interesting, but 19 to 10 the kills. The minions are there. Fnatic are dead, and as Baron runs off, Liquid get the first edge in the group stage for North America. 3-2 the current standings as Liquid get revenge for MSI.
That's such a big one here for North America, because they know you gotta look towards Team Liquid if you want to guarantee some of these wins here. They take down Fnatic. Very competitive game, and Team Liquid and Fnatic, they were both very active in the early game, but it always felt like Team Liquid was slightly ahead, both in terms of farm, but also they won some of these early trades.
I mean, at 2 minutes, it was 2-0. The bot lane one heads up 2-on-2.
Slightly ahead,
The mid lane one up 2-on-2.
There we go.
But they farmed really well. I mean, they did play a controlled game. This is Liquid. They are the most standard teams in NA, and they win through lane, through good mid game.
And draft and damage profiles actually did come into play quite a lot. You saw how efficient the itemization was here for TL. You know, even with them diving in, there's so many shields to break through onto Doublelift. Not only do you have to deal with all the damage reduction from the MR, but there was well over 1,500 worth of shielding on Doublelift in that final fight. And that is so tough to burst through if you are not way, way ahead.
I just saw how to coordinate as well. The last engage we saw here, Hylissang didn't have his ulti, he had to use a stopwatch. He jumped in before Caps even got to the fight. He had just finished his TP. And then obviously you can't really get to the carries you need to. And the moment we saw the cast and jump in, Doublelift was like, okay, shoot him twice, and then he's dead. And that's what you can do with a late game AD carry, who, by the way, did really well also early game.
Yeah, definitely did do really well. But it's been kind of fun to actually watch this game because it's one of the things that we were talking about coming into Rift Rivals is these differing styles. And, you know, G2 very well known for their excellent funneling, and TL trying to play it very standard. Fnatic going for these kind of more just bruisery bot lanes with mages and fighters and all these sorts of things. And we are seeing a clash of these different styles. And at least for now, TL and the standard composition does come out ahead.
Yeah, so far Team Liquid undefeated here at Rift Rivals so far, 2-0, I believe, their overall total record. And some of these margins, I want to say, were very, very close. That bot lane 2-on-2, the headbutt put him within 50 range of turret shots. Like, that was so very, very close to him getting 120 damage from the turret, dropping, getting a trade kill down there. That lane then looks different, and the whole texture of the game can be quite a bit more. But the way it worked out, Liquid had a convincing win. So now to hear more about the victory from Team Liquid, send it to Avali and the victorious 100% North American mid laner.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations, Pobelter. How good does it feel to take down Fnatic and seize control of groups for NA?
Feels pretty cool, I guess. Wish I had played better, but feels good that we won. Peter really popped off, so did Ole.
Now, this was a pretty hyped matchup. Were there any doubts coming into this game?
No.
None whatsoever, just pure confidence. Well, what about the rest of EU? Are they living up to expectations and all the hype that was built around them?
Well, I think that Fnatic and G2 are really strong teams, and I think Splice is alright too, but they don't have that much international experience, so they're not really performing that well yet. Really, it's just kind of, I feel like it's kind of weird because the group stages can go any way at all, but then the only thing that really matters is the best of 5 at the end of the weekend, so it feels kind of weird because I was thinking, what if one side just went 0-9 and then that team just like sweeps the best of 5? Then it's like none of that would have even mattered.
That is true, but you play G2 later today before you hit that best of 5, so what are your thoughts on them?
G2 has they really like to funnel, of course. Like we saw in most of their games in EU, they funneled. So we did scrim them leading up to this event, and they didn't really play that strategy against us. So I think they've been hiding it, and I think we'll just be able to see whose strategy is better, and then whoever wins, we'll see what happens in the best of 5.
Well, I wish you the best of luck with that. Congratulations again, and for more on the game, let's hear from the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Avli. Team Liquid representing North America, right? Picking up that easy victory over the 1 seed from Europe in Fnatic. I feel like we should just relive that game maybe a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? That feels right.
It was such a great game for a North American fan. I mean, we just crushed in the 2v2 skirmishes in the mid lane. You know, just right here, Smithy exerting his dominance as the superior jungler, and then the bot lane skirmishes once again. These level 1 first ones by Blood by Vladimir.
I was going to say double
normal in North America.
Yeah. You don't play Vlad into double lift. He knows what he's doing against those Vladimirs on the 80 carries.
Yeah, and then once they started making those plays in the bot lane, they get elsewhere on the map. They start going to the mid lane, making these global plays. Double lift showing off here. Like, yes, the correct play is just wait and follow the flash, but you don't need to do that. You're double lift. Go over, flash back, and
I know what you were thinking. Let me show you what you were thinking and how poor a decision it would be.
Let me give you a little bit of hope before I kill you.
Exactly.
And then once again here, just Fnatic having no idea who the real carry is on this team. I mean,
gross overdive.
Yeah, like, why are you not getting on to double it? Pobelter's a threat, of course, but, you know, he's not the main focus.
Feels like a Vedius shot call.
Yeah, that feels like
one of those moments.
And then, you know, once that happened, nothing else.